Welcome to M&M Global TV. Mobile World Congress here in Barcelona is well underway. Things are happening everywhere. The halls are full of people and lots of announcements from tech companies from Huawei to Samsung. But some of the media vendors are here as well with new announcements and looking at the future of the way that they're going to be incorporating mobile into their offering. And somebody that can give us a brilliant insight to that is Hannah Mirza, who is the head of global partnerships at MediaCom.
Hi Alex, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. How are you finding the show so far?
It's certainly overwhelming. It's very big, but so far so good.
Yeah. What's kind of grabbed your interest already so far? I mean, we're only a day and a bit, or half a day in, or something.
Definitely the concept stuff. So I spent some time with Sony this morning. They had a lot of announcements today on the Xperia range, and it was really interesting looking at their concepts for the home and some wearables for the future.
Yeah, it seems like a really big event for announcements in this sector. I mean, there's a huge number of new products that are reaching the market, and so is it quite important, obviously, for you to get around and see what's coming out?
Yeah, I mean, from two fronts. I mean, from a service provider, we're looking at what kind of peripherals and products will be available to consumers, and then how our brands will want to play on those mediums in order to access the consumers. And then also we have clients here who are exhibiting as well, and so making sure we get a good coverage of what they're up to and what they're doing, and help to understand where they sit in their competitor set too. So there's two lenses to our work here.
Yeah, okay. And obviously I'm not going to ask you to break any NDAs with Facebook or Google, but interested to know what you think are the interesting trends, the interesting moves in the market that we should, and advertisers should also be looking at.
Yeah, I mean, Google and Facebook, I think, in the telecommunications industry are so interesting because they have huge ambitions in the connectivity space. And so besides kind of the disruption that they have as software and content platforms, also as in the case of Google with their Nexus hardware, and also from Facebook with Oculus, they've also got this layer that's kind of a challenger to the industry, looking at connectivity as well. So the multi-dimensional business plans of these companies make them really interesting because they are both enablers of commerce and business for a lot of brands, but then they're also kind of on the verge and in some veins very much competitors to them as well. So it's interesting if you look at the diversity of their offering. I think that's what makes it most relevant, and why media is not just the typical media owner that you used to think they were. They're much more diverse and multi-dimensional than that. Yeah.
This is my first Mobile World Congress, and it's an awe-inspiring sort of setup, but it feels to me as if there is this sort of, we're on the cusp of something where mobile has been the handset and it's kind of developed in the way it has, but now that connectivity piece you're talking about, and the Internet of Things and wearables and the whole ecosystem around mobile feels like it's about to change, and that's going to create a huge amount of change, obviously, for the way that agencies and advertisers operate as well.
Right. My background's in economics, and there's no doubt that we are in a technological revolution the world over. And you're right, we're on the cusp of many, many things changing. I think that the potential and the reality, there's obviously a little lag, but that lag's shortening, and there's a lot of interesting products here this week that will be bringing ever closer to the consumer the reality of some of these things being tangible and delivering what their expectations are.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're
really
welcome.
Appreciate your time. Are you here for the rest of the event?
I am. I will be, overwhelmed, I'm sure, within the next few days, but I'm looking forward to getting around the halls.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show, and thanks again for your time.
Great.
Thank you.